Namaste, everyone, and welcome back home to the Trannabis Kitchen for Season 2, Episode 7. I'm so excited to be here very, very soon with Maggie Fromm. But right now, this is the Trannabis pre-show, and if you do not know, this is the time where we prep. I am Chef Trannabis, aka Jamie London Wahlberg. My pronouns are he, him, and we are here in the headquarters of LA Kitchen. We are going to be making a infused casserole, specifically a sweet purple potato casserole. I've never attempted to make one of these before. Frankly, I've never just been really interested, but Maggie had said to me that she likes to make really simple things. And I got very curious about casseroles and very interested. And I look forward to talking about all of the things that are going in and why it's very interesting, because basically, in a nutshell, a casserole is anything that's in a casserole dish. And a casserole dish can be this big, smaller, bigger, it doesn't matter. So there's a huge array of things that you can do, and it's actually really exciting. This wouldn't get any more exciting without our sponsor, Fruit Slabs. Shout out to Fruit Slabs. Thank you so much for sponsoring. For those who do not know, Fruit Slabs are a organic, kosher certified. They are a gluten-free, dairy-free, completely vegan fruit leather. It is fruit, it is cannabis, they have THC, they have CBD. It is my favorite edible on the market because there's no artificial flavors or sugars. This is the healthiest edible in the market, in my opinion, and it is the most sustainable, and it is so fun to cook with. And they have so many flavors. And tonight, I'm actually not going to be cooking with them because I want to show you also how they are simply just enjoyable to eat. It's something really quick to eat on the go. And right now, for example, here in California, we're having sort of a heat wave, showing that it's going to be a really warm season, and these will not melt. They will not melt in the sun. They have an incredible capacity for cooking. So I can't wait. And I'm not going to eat one right now because otherwise it's going to get a little bit more challenging for cooking. But they come in packs of 10. They're 10 milligrams per square. This is what they look like. So I typically eat 1 to 2, depending on, I'm a lightweight, and they work really fast. And they fit with so many flavors. So I'm just excited to be able to eat on them. I could snack on them all the time, and I find them medicinally incredibly helpful. But actually, today we are going to be cooking with something different. I have brought back into the Trannabis Kitchen, if you remember from Season 1, this is the Signature series. At the time, I don't think it was a signature series of Chef Matthew Stockard's EVO. This is a THC EVO that is a collaboration with the company Pantry. I love, love, love their packaging because it is just very simple, very classy, and very fun. And it also looks exactly like, a can of EVO. And it's awesome because it talks about Chef Matt's story right here on the back. Matthew Stockard is Los Angeles-based chef, celebrated for his innovative Cajun and Creole dishes. Chef Matt began his career in 1998 and has quickly become an authority in the field of cannabis-infused cooking. Pantry is proud to present its limited edition signature series extra virgin olive oil in collaboration with Chef Matthew Stockard. Pantry is a cannabis-infused brand created and owned by award-winning chefs using only premium ingredients. And so there is 6 milligrams per serving. We're going to be using 3 caps full, which is a tablespoon. And so a tablespoon has 6 milligrams. So we're going to be working with 18 milligrams basically going in here. So it's going to be very much microdosable because this is not a big container, and one could probably eat as a portion a quarter of this. So you're probably going to get anywhere between 4 to 5 milligrams per serving, depending on how much you have. Now, of course, you could use a lot more, but we don't actually need a lot of oil in this. So if we need a little bit more oil, we can add a little bit more oil. Now, here are the stars of the show. Otherwise, our potatoes. We've got 1 sweet potato and 1 sweet purple potato. So there's going to be a lot of beautiful color here, especially because we're bringing in this beautiful heirloom tomato. This is like probably the most beautiful heirloom tomato I've seen in like a really long time. We have in here a mixture of predominantly ground black pepper, as well as ground cayenne pepper, as well as Himalayan pink rock salt, and a little bit of cinnamon. And probably not going to use all of this, but we are going to make sure that we are properly seasoning in this. And I would say it's just purely because I accidentally dumped in too much of the of the pepper. And then we have in here, by the way, shout out to my dad who made this for my birthday years ago in front of me by hand, and I was like blown away, right? It looks like pretty pro. It's for dips. I don't really use a lot because I tend to forget about it, but I washed it and I thought it'd be fun to show off the food in here. So we've got 2 of our plant-based vegan diet cheeses. We have a cheddar and a mozzarella. And then in here we also have 3 asparagus spears that I have already diced up and prepared. So this is going to be, as I said, an infused sweet purple potato casserole. Super easy process. Ready? So, I've already started to prep, right? Your spears, you want to make sure you cut off the first bottom 2 inches because we don't really digest those very easily. The cheese is already shredded, so that was fine. The spices, I just put them together and mixed them. The oil, I just put it out, right? And then here we have our potatoes. So I've washed them, and we are going to peel them. So I'm actually going to have to turn kind of facing away from all of you. I apologize. But let me tell you something. There's nothing very exciting going on here as I am peeling potatoes. And you would just basically be staring at my trash can, which is why I am turned around here. And we are going to medium, forgot what I decided, medium, large dicing of our potatoes. And then we lay them out right in here. Wow, this purple potato is just stunning. Look at this reveal that's here. Namaste, Samola Cart. Welcome to the Trannabis Kitchen pre-show. We are making a infused sweet and purple potato casserole that's infused. And I'm in the process of peeling potatoes, so I have to be off screen just a little bit for a brief moment so that way I can peel these potatoes. Of course, I am making a mess. Leave me a comment if you also are someone, when you're peeling vegetables, that the skins just seem to somehow get everywhere. Like, I'll be cleaning the kitchen and there's a peel on the other side of the kitchen. And I'm like, how did you even get here? I'm just blown away by how beautiful this is. It was awesome when I ordered this to be delivered, and when I saw that it said sweet purple potato, because it was funny because I typed in purple potato, because of course I know about purple potatoes, but I didn't realize that there was a sweet purple potato. So it's really freaking awesome. Like, seriously, look at how bright purple this is. So this dish is going to be just so beautiful, right? So we've done our peeling. And so I like to just start by chopping off my ends here. Just giving you some little love there. There we go. Okay. When I go into doing dicing of potatoes, I tend to just cut it at least in half because it's just really, frankly, a very big vegetable. And then I cut those in half. And then I cut those in half. This is really just a process of making it much easier, and also making sure that you are already, by doing this, every time you cut it down, you're downsizing what your dice is going to look like. So we don't need this to be, super fancy. It's a casserole, but we do want everything to be kind of even. So we're going to just keep on going, maybe about here. I would say at that point, I'm pretty happy with this size as we are going to cut that up. And I'm just going to slice it in half here. And then we're just going to dice it like so. So we're not going to put it in there right now because we are, of course, in the pre-show, and so this is our prep. So then once you have all of your potatoes done, then you're going to, of course, go to your heirloom tomato and do the same kind of size of dicing. This one's a little bit bigger, so I think I'll actually split it. You're going to watch your fingers when you do that, otherwise it's not going to be a fun time for you. And then once you dice your tomato and you put that on there, then you put the asparagus and you're going to basically mix it in all together so that the potatoes are mixed with the asparagus. Do you see how we have all these different colors here? This is all going to be serving various chakras and just be incredibly high vibrational. Because we've got the orange, we've got the purple, we've got the green, we've got some yellow. So this is pretty simple. And then once you mix that all together with the oil, you're going to pour the oil on, and you're going to then mix that all together, and then you're going to pour the spices in and mix that together. And then you just put the cheese on, cover it with some foil, and put it in the oven. And you do that until you can stick a fork in these potatoes and not have any sort of like hard bit. You want this to be really cooked. Namaste, Kimmy. It's good to see you. We're prepping for the show. This is the Trannabis Kitchen pre-show. The Trannabis Kitchen will be airing with Maggie Fromm at 7 p.m. Wherever anyone who's tuning in right now or after the fact is watching, 7 p.m. Pacific time. So that's going to be 9 p.m. Central time, 10 p.m. Eastern time. So we are in the process to catch you up of getting these potatoes ready. We've already gotten some things prepped that I prepped even a little bit before we started prepping, just because I knew that today was going to be a bit of a unique day. So we're using just one potato of each. It's really all we need. We don't have a lot of surface area that we're going to be covering. So again, it's a really simple recipe. Like, you'll probably have it in the oven at 375 for 30 minutes or so. That's part of why it's really important that there's a lot of prep that's going on right now, because the goal is basically to get this in the oven pretty quickly into the show, so that way you all get to see me tasting it. And it's going to be awesome. It's just going to be great. It's a very, very simple recipe. I definitely get people saying to me, Jamie, like, you're doing some really complicated recipes. And the truth is that, yes, sometimes I do recipes that have a lot of layers to them. They have a lot of elements, and that is typically, in part the elements and the skill that's required can often be what goes on here. See, to get a more square cut, can cut them even further and cut that angle off. So starting to lose my space here. And so this is a really quick recipe. It's an affordable recipe, and you could infuse this in many different ways. You could use infused spices. You could use the oil that I'm doing. Oh, you know what I forgot? The milk. Whoops. We're definitely not using the one that just fell in my ashtray. I forgot the oat milk. Here we are. So there's going to be a little bit of oat milk as well. And we're going to be mixing about half a cup of oat milk in with these spices to pour on top. So the goal is here, I wanted this to be nice and creamy. I wanted it to be nice and colorful and really, really, really simple to make. Here we go with this purple potato. Check this out, Kimmy. What do you think? Isn't that gorgeous? It's actually a purple sweet potato, which I didn't even know until like yesterday existed. I know about purple potatoes, but I didn't realize that there were specifically purple sweet potatoes. Oh, this one's right. Woo, look at this. Beautiful. What a beauty. What a beauty. All right. So here we go with the purple potatoes. Yes, now something that you are going to want to know about purple potatoes is they will stain your cutting boards. They're one of those, ingredients that has a lot of color because, potatoes are a root vegetable and they hold a lot of water. They can make quite a mess. But they can also be used for a dye, like an actual natural dye, whether for a food dye or for clothing. And they also just bring so much beauty to a dish. I was like thinking about it, and I was talking to my guides, and I was like, hey, wait a minute. I feel like I haven't used some like purples and blues, in like a really long time. Like I've really been definitely healing my root chakra and my sacral and my solar plexus, but I felt like there was more that I really needed. And I was like, when am I going to get some other colors in here? But I guess I've been doing really well at speaking my truth. And as a result, I just haven't had a lot of blues. I have had a little bit of blueberry recently. But ultimately, now I've got this purple, so I know I'm activating my upper chakras, as well as green of the heart chakra. So, and just dropped a piece of potato on the floor. It wouldn't be a pre-show with Chef Trannabis if I didn't drop at least one thing. I just decided that some of these pieces were a little bit bigger than I wanted compared to the other ones. This is just because the shape was really kind of awkward, and frankly, I'm just like not taking a lot of time. There are certain dishes that you do need to, if you want it to look beautiful and you really want, people to see that you're going to use the knife skills and you're going to take the time that it takes to slice them. But here's the thing, I haven't actually spent hours upon hours studying knife cuts in years. And so I would be a little bit slower. And the truth is that you really just don't need that when it comes to a casserole. It's a casserole. It's comfort. It's health. Depending on your casserole, this is going to be a vegan, gluten-free, dairy-free dish using, I think, all, or almost entirely all. Maybe not some of the spices, organic. No, but I think I think I'm basically like almost everything here except for maybe that cheese. That cheese is not organic, but everything else here, is organic. It's a healthy meal. It's a healthy meal. Everything, in balance. So it's a comfort meal. It's a healthy meal. There's no reason, what matters is that the size of the ingredients is remotely the same so that it cooks really well. So namaste, Liam. It's good to see you. Thanks for joining in for the Trannabis Kitchen pre-show. We are making a sweet purple potato casserole here. I'm running out of space. These were way more than I thought they would be. Underestimated the space a little bit. But we're about to wrap up this pre-show. I'm going to finish chopping things up and getting ready, and then we will be back here 7 p.m. Pacific time, 9 p.m. Central time 10 p.m. Eastern time, and we will be going forward with our recipe and bringing in here Maggie Fromm, and it's going to be just epic. It's just going to be awesome, and I'm really looking forward to it, and I hope that you will tune in because it's going to be super fun. So thank you so much for joining for the Trannabis Kitchen pre-show. We will see you in a little bit. Namaste.